I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and today I have a Bible journaling process video for you. I'm going to be using elements from Christmas Praises, and this is a set by Kelly Bangs. It's available over at the Illustrated Faith Print and Pray Shop, and I believe the last day for its sale is today, Thursday, December 3rd. So make sure to run over, check it out. It's a super cute set. I also have this sweet bag. I feel like this is a crepe paper piece from Merry Days. So I'm going to try to incorporate this in some way. I love these fun elements. I am working in Matthew, and I am looking at Matthew 1:23, where it's referring back to a prophet that says, "See, the virgin will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel," which is translated, God is with us. So that's going to be my focus for this verse. I will put you all on fast forward. Everything that I end up using, I'll make sure to list below. Otherwise, let's go. Okay, so I am absolutely in love with the car printable that's part of this set with all of the gifts stacked on top of it, because that just kind of screams Christmas to me, going to see family, extended family, and just packing up the old minivan and the station wagon. And so that's the piece I knew I wanted to use. So I'm actually going to use my Prismacolor pencils. I've sped this up a whole lot so you don't have to watch me just color forever. But I'm using those pencils to create a road that my car is going to live on. And the other reason I chose this image is because to me it kind of encompasses the weariness that we're feeling in 2020, because we can't always do this. It's not always safe to go visit our family or our friends like we would in the past, or at least if we are going to visit them, most people are just taking extra precautions, and it's just something that we never had to think of before. And to me, the weary part of 2020 is just all of the decisions that have had to be made over and over again, and the risks and weighing different choices, and the world really is weary. And when I saw the car, I thought of that. And then, of course, this phrase that you see over to the bottom right that says "a thrill of hope" from the song. And it goes, "A thrill of hope, a weary world rejoices." And that is certainly my prayer for the Christmas season, is that we would remember that God is with us. God sent his son, not just for the Christmas season, but to be with us and to renew our spirit and to give us hope. And hope, I think, is what we are all really wanting to hang on to right now. So that's kind of where my thought process was for this journaling page. And I love getting to play with the bright images and the beautiful colors, but there's always a meaning behind it, and I think it's really important to share that. So I did cut down that glassine bag to make sure it fit in that open space. I love the Illustrating Bible in that there is so much space. So this is a really big bag, but I was able to just cut it down, trim it down a little bit to make sure it fit. And now I'm just trimming out the phrase "a thrill of hope" a little bit more. Now, sometimes I use my Silhouette or my Cricut to cut out these printables, and this particular time I decided to just do fussy cutting, and that allowed me to kind of customize how I wanted it to sit, which I really liked. If I had cut this out with my Silhouette, I would have probably ended up with individual letters and had to change it up, but I wanted to keep it in the block it was in, because I know that Kelly Bangs and her eye for design had that shape in mind on purpose. So I definitely wanted to keep that. And now I'm just playing with how some of these other elements are going to fit in. There's these beautiful postcards that come in the set. Those will hold my journaling, and a few other elements here and there, including the circle that says, "For unto us a child is born." And that is really the hope that God sent to us, directly to us, was his child, his son. Little mishap there with the adhesive, but I'm closing up the bottom of that pocket again, laying that down, and I'm going to start putting elements on. Now, here's the deal. That pocket, I love it, but it is really busy with all those different colors and all those different Christmas trees. And so I decided that what I was going to need was to kind of mat some of the other images that I wanted to layer on top of it, just to kind of set them off so it wouldn't be too busy looking. And so you'll see me here in a second. I'm going to grab a dark gray piece of paper. I'm just playing with a few elements, seeing what I might want to add on. But I'm going to grab a dark gray piece of paper and start to mat some of the different elements. And then something else I end up doing is popping some of them up. I love these foam adhesive dots. I use them all the time. This is the American Crafts brand that you're going to see me use here in a few minutes. And I like in the Illustrating Bible, because it's spiral bound, you can add a little bit of dimension, and that helps set things apart. I love layering. I love using all the things. Minimalist is definitely not my style. And so I have to work as I'm layering all the things to make sure that there is dimension enough to where you can see them all, not just laying them on top of each other, but adding some height, adding some bulk to some different parts. And I do that in a couple of ways. One is by matting it, so that way it stands out. That image will stand out, and you'll see that here in a second when I lay it back down. Just this black or dark gray edge really makes that car pop off now. And I'll do the same thing for the tree and any elements that I'm going to lay on top of this paper, because I do want them to stand out. Something else I like to do is to add other textures. So in this case, in just a moment, I'm going to grab some string, some pink string, and I like to layer that behind images. Now, string is not going to add a lot of bulk, even if you are working in a regular journaling Bible or maybe the illuminated scripture journal or even a traveler's notebook. String is a great texture piece to add because it's not going to add bulk, but layering it behind another paper piece is really going to help set that particular piece off as well. So just a few tips on if you're like me and you like to use all the things, but you want your page to have a little bit of focus. That's pretty important. So make sure you kind of consider some different ways that you can have elements stand out. All right, here I am adding the adhesive foam dots. Again, this is the American Crafts brand, and I originally picked mine up from Tuesday morning and then used them all, and so I ordered another set. So they are available on Amazon, and I just twist that string around a couple fingers. I'm putting a little bit of adhesive. I know that the foam dots will actually hold it down in the end. I'm going to add it a couple of different places, at the bottom left and then the top right of where that car is going to go, putting down a little adhesive just to stick it in place. And then when I layer the car over the top, that will hold that in place more securely, because that foam is pretty darn sticky, so it's going to work pretty well. Layering that and just popping it up just a little creates a tiny little bit of shadow and sets that piece off even more. And since that is my main focus, then that is what's going to work for that page. I decide to lay the tree flat on the glassine bag, and then I will pop up this circle that says, "For unto us a child is born." So same concept of just layering those pieces. Instead of just laying one on top of the other, by popping it up, I'm able to give it a little bit more dimension and it stands out even more. Okay, so while I was working on that, I knew I wanted to add "A weary world rejoices." And so I decided to pull up "A thrill of hope," move it upwards on my page. And then I'm going to end up grabbing some alpha tile stickers from By the Well for God, and I will use those underneath. I thought I might do acrylic pen, but I wasn't really sure how it would go over the waxy pencil. So I'm just going to grab the pink alpha stickers here, and then I will add "A weary world rejoices." And like I said, that's weariness is kind of definitely the feeling I have at this point in 2020, and I am looking forward to the hope that God provides, that He promises He is working for us and on our behalf and through us. And so that is what I'm holding on to. And my prayer is that the Christmas season is just a renewal of that hope. So that's kind of the focus for where I'm at. So "A weary world rejoices." And then this page is almost done. I'm going to take those postcards and mat them also on the dark gray paper. And then I will add the journaling that I want to. I have a couple of different prayers that I wanted to add on here, so that's why I'm using both postcards. Again, just that little bit of matting helps those stand out from the background, gives them a little bit of dimension. And the other thing is that the road that I drew has so much dark gray in it. It was nice to kind of move it around the page a bit. So matting both of those, I will underline the verse that I was focused on, which again, what says, "See, the virgin will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and they will name him Emmanuel," which is translated, God is with us. And just a reminder that God is with us through this whole year, through our whole life. Once I add those prayers, this page will be done. Just a reminder that this set is available over at Illustrated Faith, and today, Thursday, December the 3rd, is the last day that it is on sale, so make sure to go and check that out. I will list all of the other products that I use down below if you're interested in checking those out. Heads up, those are affiliate links, so they go to support this YouTube channel, and I really appreciate it when you get a chance to shop those. I hope that you have a fabulous day, and as always, keep it creative.